Hi, great people. This is Deborah. Um, Let me read the disclaimer. All information provided on this channel is for educational purposes only. This channel strives to enlighten rather than to promote or encourage misuse of the information. I encourage you to always consider your intuition and discernment. The information presented in this document reflects a specific esoteric, ancestral, and spiritual cosmology rooted in sovereignty, melanated traditions, and sacral feminine wisdom. It challenges widely accepted historical, medical, and religious narratives, particularly those shaped by patriarchal systems. It represents a sacred metaphysical worldview regarding human origin, bloodline, symbolism, and ancestral memory as preserved in the cosmology of the Great Mother, and the First Melanated Woman. Take what resonates with you and what does not resonate with you, put it on the shelf, throw it away. Now, I named this particular video, I'm Every Woman, which is the healer, versus the wounded, and I should have said female, but I said woman, needs healing, but she must recognize it. As you know, I always do my notes. This is no single answer that applies to her, who calls herself a black woman. Individual behaviors vary based on personality, upbringing, life experiences, and cultural influences, but we can explore some underlying social dynamics that might contribute to what I'm noticing. Why some mothers bully their children. A deeper look. Many mothers, especially those unhealed from trauma or abuse, can unconsciously pass down survival based behavior and pain to their children. This cycle is not about blame, it's about understanding how trauma lives in the body, mind, and lineage. Each child comes into the world with their self, SELF, a unique essence or soul, uh, separate from their parents. However, that self is also influenced by DNA, which is the ancestral memory, inherited emotional pattern, trained behavior means learned responses, modern by parents or caretakers, often rooted in survival or trauma. Common patterns rooted in unresolved trauma, emotional projection. A mother may become overcritical, controlling, or anxious due to her insecurities or fear of failure. She may project shame and guilt by judging and comparing her children, reflecting her internal sense of inadequacy. Overprotecting or hyper independence. Smothering can also rise if the mother felt unsafe as a child. Conversely, she may raise an emotionally hardened child to avoid vulnerability. I know who does that. Um, Parenting find the child. When the child is made responsible for the parent's emotional or household stability, it is because the mother was forced to grow up too soon herself. Jealousy or resentment. Some mothers may feel envious of a child's potential appearance and relationship with the father, especially if they were never nurtured themselves. Controlling power. Constant criticism, shaming, and belittling may be used to maintain dominance, stemming from fear of powerlessness or abandonment. Emotional immaturity. An emotionally stern mother may act out like a child through gaslighting, uh, tantrum, and manipulations, or name calling, unable to regulate herself. Now, this is very popular. The emotional immaturity uh, female. That's very popular. I'm going to read it again. An emotionally stern mother may act out like a child through gaslighting, tantrum, manipulation, or name calling, unable to regulate herself. Mental illness or personality disorder. Untreated conditions like depression, Gnosticism. You didn't know Gnosticism was was something that need to be treated, huh? Or BPD can distort the mother's perception of a child, seeing them as extension of herself. Unhealed rage toward abusers or enablers. Children who were abused and molested often carried unspoken rage toward the parents who allowed it or was the abuser. As adults, that pain may manifest as harsh language, emotional outbursts, distinct or disrespectful behavior. You did not protect me. Now I carry the damage. If the parent has since acknowledged their abuse and done their healing, they are not obligated to remain as a punching bag for the adult child unprocessed pain. Healing means knowing when to hold space and when to let go. Intergenerationalized dynamic among black women. Historical conditioning and survival strategy. Black women have historically faced both racism and patriarchy. Kindness toward men, especially black men, was often viewed as a form of protection and unity. Meanwhile, tension between women arose from internalized pain or lateral trauma, displacing pain onto each other rather than root system. Internalized gendered racism. This dual oppression, race, gender, can cause black women to subconsciously devalue each other, which they are doing today, particularly those not aligned with prestigious groups like sororities. They doing it too now. This is a learned behavior, not a truth. Sorority cultures and elitism. Some sorority foster classism and social hierarchy, where support is extended only to in-group members. That's a fact. Reinforcing exclusion from others. Now, let me just go back and say this about the sorority. I understand some of the method to their madness in viewing what I see with those that's not in the sorority. For some reason, I don't know how that happened, but when I start partying, clubbing, the only females that I was around, not purposely, didn't even know, were sorority girls. For some reason, maybe it had to do with my financial status at that time. Maybe that was the case. And of course, I was a dresser, so maybe that's what attracted them to me. But I understand that process now. I didn't like it then, but I understand the process now. One thing I can say this about sorority girls: they're not lazy. They will work and they will have their own business, I can say that and I give them a plus plus on that one. But what I can't give them a plus plus on is how they treat females that's not a part of the sorority. They look down on them. They grit their teeth when it comes to having to provide them free services. And then part of me understand that too, because they seem lazy. They do. And that's something that the sorority girls are not. They're not lazy girls. I worked among them for years. And I can say they are hard workers. I can give them that. And I don't understand the laziness of some females. I just don't get why you're lazy. Because you should be able to do for yourself. Welfare is a temporary fix. It shouldn't be a life fix. It should be temporarily. You go on it because until you can make up your mind what you need to be doing overall for you and your children. And you don't do that. Many has been on welfare. Their mama was on welfare. Their grandma was on welfare. And now the young girls are on welfare. I don't understand that mentality. But anyway. So I get that part about the sorority, why. But it's not your job to judge. It's your job, whatever position you're in, sorority girl, it's your job to help. Don't take on those positions that you have. And that's another thing I notice you do. Don't take on those positions like they belong to you. Like that company belong to you, because it don't. Your job is to help. If you're in a position to help, you need to help. And not give those girls that you consider to be lazy a hard time, because I seen you do it. You hadn't did it to me, but I seen you do it. Okay, some of you. But, okay. Now, scarcity mentality. Due to systematic limit on opportunities, some black women operate in a survival mode that breeds competition. Yes. Instead of unity. Believing there is only room for one. Stop it. Please stop it. If you pay attention, everybody got gifts or got stuff that they have the capacity to master. Stay to that. When you stay to what you master, then you won't go into somebody else's space trying to master what they master, because you don't have the capacity to. You weren't created for that. Everybody has something that they can master. And then every now and then, there are some few women that can master a lot. But much is given, much is required. Those are a few of them. You may not be one of them, so stop trying to be that. That's jealousy. When you're trying to be somebody else, or if you're in a competitive spirit, that's jealousy. Stop doing that. Or that's a part of Gnosticism. You're trying to be greater than somebody. Don't compare yourself with other people. Compare yourself with you. Because that's the real deal. You know, I'm a Virgo, and I'm one of them true Virgos. Jealousy was not one of the things that I received in my life. Like I say, it was anger. That's what my thing was, anger. And I always put myself out there to help people. I didn't mind showing people what I knew. That's not a problem for me. Even to this day, you hear me still encourage you. You hear me maybe fuss sometimes, and you hear me, as an older woman, you hear me say other things sometimes. But it's all out of love. It's all out of love. Love don't necessarily tell you everything you want to hear. And watch the behavior. If a person, and see, that's the other thing. I have said things to females, and because I said it hard to them, they think that I was their enemy. And so when there was a time for them to come and ask me to help them with something, they didn't come. They went and asked somebody else because of what I said to them that was hard. You didn't take the time to see, to know. Take the time to see and know a person. You can't know a person when you circled in yourself. Sometimes you have to come out your circle to get to know who you're dealing with. Not sometimes. I say sometimes, all the time. Unhealed trauma and distrust. Colorism. Betrayal. Generational trauma. And family dynamics often erode trust between black women. Without healing spaces, this distrust turns inward towards sisters, friends, and even daughters. Yeah, it turns, you turn on the sisters, you turn on your girlfriends, and you turn on your daughters. Oh yeah, I've seen it. Common forms of material bullying: verbal, yelling, name calling, criticism, mocking; emotional, silent treatment, guilt tripping, favorism; physical, hitting, throwing things, intimidating, body language, seen it all; social, isolating, comparing, lying about the child; financial, withholding money, shaming financial need; healing from a bullying mother. Name the abuse for what it was. Do not excuse it. Use inner child therapy, journaling, or storytelling to reclaim your voice. Set emotional, financial, and physical boundaries. Find chosen family or safe sisterhood. Reclaim the true self that existed before the pain. What is the solution? Healing, awareness, and community building are essential elements in fostering growth and resilience among black women. And I use the term black women because that's what y'all use. I say brown women, but I'm using black women to get my point across. Increasingly, these women are establishing and nurturing spaces that prioritize love, sisterhood, and solidarity. These spaces can take many forms, including therapy sessions, community groups, mentorship programs, and online platforms designed to challenge and dismantle harmful narratives that often circulate in society. If you find yourself grappling with feelings of isolation or negativity, it is important to acknowledge those emotions. They are valid and deserve recognition. However, it is equality transformative to seek out or create an environment that promote kindness, upliftment, and unwavering support among black women, irrespective of these diverse backgrounds. By prioritizing connections and understanding, these initiatives can empower individuals, cultivate resilience, and foster a strong sense of belonging in the world that too often overlooks their experience. I think it's important that you, being a woman, don't always use your voice as a way to profit off other people. Sometimes donations are good for those that's less fortunate than yourself. Okay? Because there are rewards to that too as well. I'm saying to you, letting go of the false guilt. If you have acknowledged your abuse, owned your part, and done the work to heal, you are no longer required to absorb anyone's unhealed rage, even your adult child. Everyone has their self, their path to healing, and their timing. That part of the journey may no longer involve you. Moreover, that's okay. Now, let me give you some background on what I know. More. The Great Mother is unseen, eternal, without body, without beginning or end. From her vast, formless being, she created the first form, which was the woman, the pure, sovereign, melanated woman. This woman was not born. She was made manifest by the will of the Great Mother as the living vessel of the creation itself. From within this first woman came every other female. Okay? Every other female came after her. The Hispanic, the Chinese, the albino. The melanated woman is the original of every female, every nation, every phenomenon expressing. She is every woman. It's all in her. All beauty, all wisdom, all power, all life descend from her. She alone is the bridge between the Great Mother and the material world. She alone carries the code of eternity in her flesh. The patriarchal distortion. They flip the order, place the AB as universal when it is furthest from the original. They call the O primitive when in fact it is sovereign, self-sufficient source. The blood coding is not just medical. It is an ancestral record-keeping system without the body. The RH stands for rhesus, named after the monkey, they say. Type of primal by European medical science, which claim that humans inherit this blood protein from their primate ancestors. Who are they? This is deliberately distortion. The RH factor is not about primates. It is about genetic coding connected to the original melanated woman divine template. O is for original. The melanated woman is O, the original. She is the original. Okay? Nothing else. Now, everything else that comes in the original is okay, but the original was her. O is not just the blood type. It is the first code, the undivided essence, unaltered, unmutated. It contains all possibilities within it, capable of giving to all, but receiving only from itself. The first woman who gave life to every other form, yet cannot be recreated by any of them. The blood type that came after was the A, then the B, and finally AB, or later branches. Mutations of deviations caused by time and ultimately patriarchal tampering. The patriarchal reversed the order intentionally to place its own lineage first, calling AB universal, A advanced, and suggesting O is primitive. However, in truth, O is primo, sovereign, and pure, and the first, not the last. Now, symbols of metaphysical meaning of blood type. O, the original, the whole, the 0 point. Yeah, the 0 point. That's what the O is. Symbolically, O is not a letter in this context. It is a symbol for the circle, the zero, the wound of everything, and nothing at once. Spiritually represents wholeness, infidelity, infinity, the unbroken cycle, the point of beginning. In Kabbalah's the esoteric system, zero is considered the source of all numbers, which is removed from the beginning of the numbering system. They removed the O and put it back yonder somewhere, representing the field of pure potential before division. In your cosmology, the original melanated woman, unaltered, containing all within her, but receiving from none. She gives to all, but cannot be replicated by the latter types. Was there gene splicing that took place? Which means not a natural adoption, but a result of early gene slicing and manipulation by patriarchal priesthood or fallen hybridization forces seeking to fragment the original code. The manufactured variant using the genetic material of the original to produce a new controlled type carries fragments of the original, but stripped of specific spiritual capacities. Color correspondence, red, for artificial life force manipulation, struggle, and distortion. You got B, which is the blending, and you got the product mixing, the O and the A and the B. Okay. Conclusion. The sacred document of the Great Mother and the First Melanated Woman restores a foundation, truth, and the patriarchal distortions have long suppressed. At its heart lies the recognition of the original woman, symbolized as the O, is not merely a blood type or mythic figure, but the living vessel of the creation itself, from whom every other feminine expression emerged. The so-called bloodline. The classifications we know today are not neutral scientific labels, but ancestral records encoded in flesh, manipulated over time to mask the primacy of the original. The importance of reclaiming this truth is not about exclusion or supremacy, but about restoring rightful order. I am about order, acknowledging that in honoring the original, we honor we honor all that has come forth from it. The melanated woman is not one among many. She is the root, the bridge between spirit and matter, the keeper of eternal code. In the reclamation lies the power to dissolve the patriarchal veil and reestablish the sovereignty of the sacred feminine in its purest, undistorted form. Now, I want to give you the lyrics. The song that was written for Shaka Khan by Valerie Simpson and Nicholas Ashford. And they very rarely tell you who wrote the song, but they wrote the song, and the song is called The Real Meaning I'm Every Woman. And Miss Whitney Houston did it over, and notice she put Shaka Khan in there as well. She did not disrespect Shaka Khan. You see, and that's what people should do. When you're going to honor, when you're going to redo somebody else's song, at least give them the respect by honoring they were the initial ones that did it. It's time to respect people. Now the lyrics of "I'm Every Woman," I would like to speak about it. It says, "Whatever you want, whatever you need, anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally, 'cause I'm every woman. It's all in me. It's all in me. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I'm doing it naturally." Uh, it says, "I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z." See, and she can. "I can cast a spell, and she can. And secrets you can tell. Mix a special brew, and she can. Put fire inside of you. Anytime you feel danger or fear, then insanity, instantly I will appear, 'cause I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally. I can sense your needs like rain upon the seeds. I can make a rhyme of confusion in your mind. And when it comes back to some good old fashioned love, I've got it." And then it goes on to say, "I'm every woman, it's all in me." Let's see. And it says, I'm not bragging, 'cause I'm the one you just asked me, and it shall be done. And don't bother to compare it. I've got it. Yeah, you can't compare the original woman with nobody because she was the first. And why am I telling you this? Because it's just all about respect. If you honor the order of things, then things will be better in this earth. Now, anybody that sit up there, when you honor the order of things, and somebody sit up there in arrogance and pride and say, I told you," or some old stupid, crazy stuff, that's not what the woman is. Because the woman does not brag. She just does. She does. And I was watching a movie and I told my son that I was going to put it under this video. The movie was The Last Holiday. I think that's it. Last Holiday. Let me see. Did I write that down somewhere? I hope I did. Last Holiday. Oh, no. It's The Lost, Lost, Holiday, which was done by Vivica Fox. She played a character. And by the way, I love her acting. And then Jesse Smollett. I'm not going to give you all the movie, but I just want to say two things. The character with Vivica Fox. What Vivica Fox did, she came in, let me just put it like this. There was two gay guys. Jesse played and they had a child. They were married. The husband died, and Vivica Fox played the mother. She came in acting just like a Christian female, just real low vibrational. And then at some point, she was having conversations where the dead son was talking to her. And she started listening to the dead son. And so she, initially she was in her feminine, her low vibrational. And then as she was listening to her dead son, she became in her high vibration. The high vibration is the woman. She's in her high. You are the woman when you're in your high vibration. because you become the nurturer. In vibration, high vibration, you are the nurturer. I don't care what situation it is, you're going to nurture that situation. When you don't nurture the situation, you're in low vibration. And so, as I look around in the earth and see what's going on in the earth, and as I notice that even on YouTube, females are putting each other down. Females are getting they're laughing at other females disrespect other females. They seem to get a kick out of people being disrespected, more enjoyable than anything in this earth. But we need to change that. We need to become better stewards of the children, because they don't belong to you. They belong to the creators. And so you need to be better examples. You don't have to repeat what the male call you. The male call you bitches and hoes and all that stuff, and now you're doing the same thing, calling yourself bitches and hoes. Don't do that. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a good... What is that? What is that? Stop. Get it together. Even if they're not in their maturity as a man, even a male will begin to respect you if you respect yourself as a female. He's not going to respect you if you ain't going to respect yourself. But anyway, I'm going to list that song underneath, both songs underneath this video, because the woman is every woman. She's every woman spiritually, and she is every woman because all females came from her. And the other thing I wanted to tell you, you allow these males that tell you that Earth is Mother Earth. Earth is not Mother Earth. Earth is daughter Earth. You got daughter Earth, and then you got the Great Mother. The Great Mother is not Earth. And Earth is not her womb. She doesn't have a womb. Okay? They lied and told you that the moon is feminine. That's a lie too. It's masculine. The sun is the mother. It's a piece of the mother, just like the daughter is a piece of the mother. So the sun itself is a piece of the mother. That's not the mother, but it's a piece of the mother. It's like the spark. You got to use your discernment, people. Am I trying to force you to believe like me? Because I don't believe I know. But I'm going to always share until my intuition tell me that's enough. But until then, I will continue sharing. It doesn't matter who's subscribed to my channel or who's not subscribed to my channel. But until the next time, take care, good people.